Algebra 1, this is going to be the problems worked out from the homework. This was page 58. Remember, we will have a test on Friday, so make sure you have your book filled out because you can use your book on the test. First problem, let's see, we have x squared plus 8x plus 12. So let's multiply that. That's going to give me positive 12. The factors that work are positive 2 and positive 6. Don't forget the x's. So I have x squared plus 2x plus 6x plus 12. Let's factor an x out of both. Bring the middle sign down. Factor 6 out of both. So I get x plus 2 and x plus 6. Problem number 2. This is one of the new ones that we had worked on yesterday. X squared is a perfect squared because x times x gives you x squared. And 64 is perfect squared because 8 times 8. So you're going to go x plus 8 and x minus 8. Problem number 3. We have 4x squared minus 9. This is the difference of two squares as well, because 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 3 times 3 is 9. So I got 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. Number 4, we have x squared plus 8x plus 16. So let's multiply those together. I get a positive 16. All signs should be positive. What two factors of 16 give us 8x? And that would be plus 4 and plus 4. Don't forget the x's. So x squared plus 4x plus 4x plus 16. That gives me an x I can factor out, x plus 4. Middle sign comes down, factor a 4 out. So I wind up getting x plus 4 and x plus 4. This is called a perfect square. This is a perfect square trinomial because I had the exact same two things I multiplied together. Number 5, I get 3x squared plus 7x plus 2. Let's multiply the first and the last together. That's positive 6. All signs are positive. What two factors of 6? What two numbers multiply together to give me 6 that add up to 7? It'd be 6 and 1. Don't forget the x on each one. So 3x squared plus 6x plus 1x plus 2. Factor a 3x out of both of those. That gives me x plus 2. Bring the plus down. If nothing factors out, bring a 1 out, because a 1 always factors out. And you get x plus 2 and 3x plus 1. Number 6, we have x squared minus 4x plus 4. Put a 1 out front, multiply those together. I get a positive. Both signs need to be negative because in order to get a negative number here, they would both have to be negative. 2 and 2 would both work. When I add negative 2x and negative 2x together, I wind up with negative 4x. So x squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 4. Factor an x out, x minus 2. Bring the minus down. Factor a 2 out. Change the sign, so I get x minus 2 and x minus 2. Being those two binomials are the same, that means that's called a perfect square trinomial. Number 7, we get x squared minus 49. Okay, x times x is x squared. 7 times 7 is 49. Alternate your signs. Difference of two squares. Number 8, we get x squared plus 22x plus 100. Put a 1 out front, multiply those together, so I get positive 100. All signs are positive, so both of these are positive. The two numbers multiply together to give me 100 and add together to give me 22. Let's see, 1 and 100, no. 2 and 50, no. 4 times 25, no. 5 times 20, no. 6 won't work. 7 won't work. 8 won't work. Let's see. Anything going to work there? Let's see. 1 and 100, 2 and 50, 4 and 25, 5 and 20. 6 won't work. 7 won't work. 8 won't work. And then I get to 10 and 10. There's nothing that's going to work. So this one has to be prime. It won't work out. Number 9, I have x squared minus 25x plus 100. So put a 1 out front, multiply those together. We've already done this. This is positive 100. I know both signs need to be negative. So I think negative 5 and 20 are going to work. Negative 5 times negative 20 is positive 100. If I add those together, I get negative 25. So squeeze that in the middle. So I can factor an x out. Bring that negative down. Factor a 20 out. Remember the signs change, so I get x minus 5 and x minus 20. Number 10. I get 4x squared minus 4x minus 15. Let's multiply those together. So I'm going to get negative 60. Or to get a negative number, one multiplying, one has to be positive and negative. So let's see, 1 and 60 won't work, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10 are going to work. It'll be a negative 10 and a positive 6. So make sure we have that. So 4x squared minus 10x plus 5x minus 15. Factor out a 2x from both of those. Bring that middle sign down, factor 5 out of both of those. Let's see, and that's going to give me 6 minus 10. Hang on, did I do that right? Oh, that's supposed to be a 6 right there. I'm sorry about that. So I can factor a 3 out of both of those. That's going to give me 2x minus 5. There we go. So 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 3. Number 11, x squared plus 36. This looks like the difference of two squares, but that's addition. If it was subtraction, it would work. Being it's addition, this one will not work out. It's prime. Okay, there's no two numbers you can multiply to give you 36 and add together to give you 0. Number 12, 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. Let's multiply those together. So I'm going to get positive 36. Both have to be negative. So the two numbers I multiply together give me negative 36, but add to give me negative 12 are negative 6 and negative 6. Don't forget the x. So I get 4x squared minus 6x plus 9. Let's factor a 2x out of both of those, and that leaves me 2x minus 3. Bring the negative down, factor a 3 out of both of those, and that leaves me 2x minus 3. So I wind up getting 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3. That means that 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 is a perfect square trinomial because those are the exact same. That's our answer. Number 13, I get 4x squared minus 25. Okay, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 5 times 5 is 25. So I have one positive, one negative. Number 14, I get x squared plus 12x plus 36. Multiply these together, that gives me positive 36. What two numbers multiply to give me positive 36 and add to give me positive 12? Plus 6 and plus 6. So squeeze that. Don't forget the x's on those. So I'm going to get x squared plus 6x plus 6x plus 36. Factor an x out. Bring that positive down, factor a 6 out. So I get x plus 6 and x plus 6. Those are both the same, so that means x squared plus 12x plus 36 is a perfect square. Number 15, I get 4x squared minus 20x minus 25. Let's multiply those together, so I get negative 100. What two numbers multiply together to give me negative 100? Add together to give me negative 20, so I have to have one positive, one negative. And let's see what's going to work. Let's see, 1 and 100 won't work. 2 and 50 won't work. 4 and 25 aren't going to add up to 20. What about 5 and 20? Those aren't going to work. So I don't think this one's going to work. This one's prime. Okay, go to the next page, number 16. So I get 5x squared minus 80. You're just looking for greatest common factor. So I can factor a 5 out of both of them. I'm going to get x squared minus 5 goes into 80. It's at 16 times. Is that the difference of two squares? Sure is. x times x is x squared. 4 times 4 is 16. Put a positive and a negative. So notice I have that 5 that came through as part of the answer. So keep an eye on that. Number 17, you get 4x squared minus 100. We have a greatest common factor. 4 can come out front. That leaves me x squared minus 25. That 4 is going to be part of the answer. This is the difference of two squares because x times x is x squared. 5 times 5 is 25. Put a positive sign and a negative sign. You're done. Remember to keep that 4 there. You have a factor. Greatest common factor. Number 18. I get 5x squared minus 500. Let's factor a 5 out of both. That gives me x squared minus 100. That 5 is part of the answer. X squared is a perfect square, so x and x. 100 squared, or 100 is a perfect square, so 10 times 10. Put alternating signs. Don't forget that 5, that greatest common factor. Okay, number 19. We want to find, so we have this square within a square. And you know, this square is m by n, this one's m by m. Okay, so if we wanted to figure out the area of this shaded region, the outside region out here, you're going to get m times m, which is m squared, minus n squared. And then let's see if it factors. Well, m times m is m squared. N times n is n squared. Alternating signs, one's positive, one's negative. So that's actually what the area of the shaded region factors to. That's pretty cool. Then number 20, find the dimensions of the figure. So we have a square, and they tell us that the area is 25c squared plus 170c plus 289. This is a tougher one. Let's see. There's no greatest common factor. Let's see. I have 5c for the first one, I think. This is a tougher one. And 17 times 17 is 289. And that actually is our answer. This is a tough one. So each side is 5c plus 17 and 5c plus 17. I don't think I would give you one like this on the test. I mean, you could multiply those together and figure out all the factors. That's an awful lot of work. So remember, we are starting today our review. So our review pages I'd like you to work on would be page 60 and 61. You have the rest of the period to work on it. I'll have these worked out for you tomorrow. Make sure you ask me if you have any questions, but it's going to be all of those. So have a nice day. Take care of one another.